Oh, how I wish I learned about this law years ago. It honestly would have saved me so much heartache. Here's the thing, things may look worse before they get better. And guess what? That's normal. In fact, it is law, the law of opposites. Welcome to Possibilities with me, Hina Khan. I am a peak performance coach, and I help my clients create a life they love and one that is rich in all areas. And we create through ease, joy, and fun, not available for the hard, the grind, or the struggle. What I'm going to talk to you about today is out of Neale Donald Walsch's book, Happier Than God. It is actually chapter 12. Here, I've got it. If you're listening, you can hear. Can you hear the papers? Here are the papers. I have photocopied that chapter. As you can see, it has been well loved and well read. Here is what he says. No sooner will you call something into your reality than its exact opposite will also appear, and always first. He goes on to say, the moment that you choose anything, any outcome, object, or experience, the exact opposite of that will come into your life in some way. I know it may show itself in some far distant quarter, or it may pop up right in front of your eyes, but it will be there absolutely only always. What? What is Neale Donald Walsch saying? What is this insanity? So here's what he's saying. And the thing is that when you hear this, you're going to get it. And this is what I mean, is that it's going to make things so much easier from now on. He's saying that when you desire something, you've made the decision, the exact opposite will show up. It is mind-blowing, yet it makes so much sense because it has to work this way. It must. We cannot experience the thing that we desire without a context. It's the opposite of the thing that we desire that gives us the context. This is why this is so important to know, because when you desire something, you've made the decision, the exact opposite will show up. This blew my mind. It blew my mind, yet it made so much sense. Because here's the thing, the opposite has to show up. It must show up because we cannot experience the thing that we desire without context. The opposite is what provides the context. And this is why this is so important to know, because as it is happening, as the opposite is showing up, and the opposite is not what you want, it's not what you've been writing down, I'm so happy and grateful for. That has not been part of that paragraph there as you've been writing your dreams. So when it does show up, you may be tempted to bail on yourself, give up on your dreams, or just back off. And what I want you to know is that what this is showing you is actually that everything is working. So you want to start to see it as a doorway, not a wall. Okay, I actually want to read directly from the chapter to just to really explain this. So he says, let us imagine for the purpose of this illustration that you want to be the light. You're thinking, I would love to be the light. But there's nothing else around you but light. There's nothing else in existence but light. Okay, so now get this. If there's nothing else in existence but light, and you want to experience being the light, you can't experience being the light if there's nothing else in existence but the light. It would make it impossible for you to experience yourself as the light. You may know yourself as the light, like you could have a concept of what that might be like, but you cannot experience yourself as the light. And you know, when I work with my clients, this is something that we talk about. We want to go from the concept you to the experience of you, to the beingness of it. Because there is a difference between experiencing what it knows itself to be, and that is what the soul yearns for. So he goes on to say, there is only one way to experience yourself as the light, and that would be to find yourself in darkness. Now, remember, in this example, there is no darkness. In this illustration, there's nothing but the light. You, therefore, must create the darkness. See, even Nick is nodding, and he barely pays attention. Alex, I know. But even Nick is nodding because it's so good, isn't it? Come on. Isn't this so good? You like this one. Good. So you, therefore, must create the darkness. You must call it forth, and you will. It's the only way that you can experience being the light. And this is the law of opposites. And this gives you opportunity. But if you see the opposite as something that doesn't give you opportunity, but you see it as opposition, you will not see it as something that empowers you, but is something that takes power away from you. So what you want to understand is that there is power in opposites, that you have created the experience of bringing forth the opposite so that you could have the experience of what it is that you desire. Now, here's what I want you to know, because you may think that the opposite always has to be something that would be really, really bad. It doesn't. It truly doesn't have to be that way. You can stretch, and the opposite can be created in ways that are actually going to stretch you in a way that is in a nice environment. That's actually around doing something different. If you are somebody that is used to lack and you're desiring more, your stretch or the opposite can be an opportunity to step into a place of abundance. So what I want you to know from this is that when you are creating your goal, you're deciding what you really want. Don't be surprised if the opposite shows up. And when it does, because it will, in some way, it is law, I want you to now consider it as a sign that things are going really, really well. This is your doorway. It is not a wall. I just love it. I love it. Okay, I want to hear what you think about it. Clearly, I love it. So leave me a comment, and don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, download, all the things that we do, and I'll see you here next time.